All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing weekly work session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley. Today we are joined by founders Greg and Amanda Kilwine. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey everybody.
We also have Colin and Julie from our team. What's
Hey guys,
up, you guys? So today we're so excited to have you here. This is a special workshop training that we're doing here today. As you're coming in, let us know where you're coming in from. Where in the world are you? We're always excited to see how many places people are showing up from around the world. We do have a wonderful global community here with GetOiling. So so today I got a couple of questions for you guys as you're coming in, and then we're going to be getting into a lot of slides. We've got some really exciting stuff to share with you today. Some exciting promos that we've just launched. It looks like we've got Panama, UK, and the Channel Islands, Wisconsin, Dallas, Phoenix, Idaho, Grand Rapids, Oklahoma. What's up, you guys? Virginia. We're in North Dakota, New York, BC, and Florida. We're all jealous of Julie right now in the winter. We are so happy to have you all here today. Maybe just a quick show of hands before we pop into our slides. I am really curious to know for you guys who are here today, right now, how many of you are kind of brand new to GetOiling? You're just learning about us. If you could just raise your hand for me. I'd love to know how many folks are here today who really don't know anything about what they're getting into right now. How many of you are in for something new today? Okay, fantastic. Well, we are really glad that you're here today and taking this time out of your day to learn. We are going to, we're going to be going over some high-level topics today that really are pertaining to how you grow your business and create the business that you want. Now, if you know GetOiling, and if you're here, you probably know a little teeny bit about us. We have a lot of stuff inside of one system to help you get all the things done that you need to get done in your young living business. But today, what we're going to do is really kind of zoom in and focus on concepts that simplify our business. And then we'll show you some of the ways that you can use your GetOiling system to actually create simplicity and flow and ease in your business. Now, I want to invite you, if you are someone who uses GetOiling for some of the features and reasons that we're talking about here today, leave us a comment and let everyone else who is here that's new know that that's something that you do, or maybe how that's changed for you. If you used to spend 12 hours a week trying to come up with graphics to send out to social that nobody responded to, but now you're doing something different and you like it better, tell us, let us know. We love to hear that. And of course, folks in the community would love to hear that as well. You don't just want to hear this from my flapping gums here. So what I'd like to do, team, if we could turn our videos off for the recording, and then we'll all come back and party together once we're done with these slides. I'm going to get into our slides here, and hopefully I'll be able to see some chat and Q&A as I'm doing that. No promises. I hope that works. But let's get into our slides here without further ado. So today, you guys, we are talking about 4 ways that you can simplify your young living business. All right, so what's happening today is first, we are going to get into this training. We are then going to be sharing some early Black Friday specials with you guys. We've opened these early. Really excited to have you here today to share them with you. We're going to get into some member website reviews as we typically do, and then we'll do some Q&A and support. So if you are here today and you need help with anything, right? You got questions about our system, you've got questions about your business, about how to do something, how to get something done, whether it pertains to today's topic or not, add those to the Q&A so that we can be helping you as we are going through the slides. And if you want to, in the future, if you want to join us on a call like this live, you can go to getoiling.com/weekly work session. And if you want to sign up for a live review of your work or work together one-on-one, as we will be doing at the close of this call, you can go to getoiling.com/website review to sign up for a dedicated spot on an upcoming live call where we can work together and go over your work. All right. So if you're new to GetOiling, I know a bunch of new people just popped on. Just give me a quick show of hands. Are you new to GetOiling? Are you just getting started with us? Would super love to know that. Give us a show of hands. All right, welcome. We're really excited to have you here today. And maybe leave us a comment. Are you someone who is using Marketing Sense. Have you been using Marketing Sense? Part of the reason why we've put together this training here specifically today is because we know that Marketing Sense is closing. They've been around for a long time, and they do a lot of similar stuff in terms of, tools to help you manage your business that we do. And so part of what we want to be able to do today is show you how you can transfer over to using us, and how we can help you get started with that. So it looks like we're kind of all over the place here. We've got some folks who've been using Marketing Sense for a very long time. We've got folks who are just getting started with GetOiling. We're just all over the place here. So we've got some things that we'd love to share with you to help you kind of learn more and get started. And specifically, if you are someone who is with Marketing Sense, who may be coming to GetOiling, we would really like to have an opportunity to sit down with you and help you get started and integrate your business so that there is no interruption. So feel free to reach out if that's you. We're interested in having that conversation with you. So just if in case you don't know who we are, who you see here are the Kilwines. That's Greg and Amanda. They created GetOiling in 2015. And this started out as a website to help Amanda promote and share her oily classes locally. And then what happened from there was really just a series of amazing dominoes that fell into a complete business system for Young Living. And we've been guided at every step by you guys, people who are here today, people who have been with us over time, who are actively out there in the field growing Young Living. And so what we have are tools to help you organize your business, grow your business, and scale, meaning to be able to grow your business without you having to duplicate your time, all the way from getting started at associate all the way to the Royal Crown Diamond. And we serve everyone from all levels, on all levels, really wherever you are in your business. We've got a way for you to organize, share, and grow. Now, we've created a way for you to harness the power of the internet, right? Young Living is older than social media, right? It's older than all of the ways that we connect with people now. And so there are ways that we've gotten used to growing, right? That have stuck with us over time. We have created ways for you to build in the best of both worlds, even if you're not a techie. All right. So we do this not only by providing you with professional grade tools like all of these, and you can go to getoiling.com to dig into these and learn more about what all of these things are. You guys, just a quick aside, I have been working in the digital space with tools like these for over 10 years. And I can tell you that the scope of what we have to offer, many professional marketers pay $1,000 or more for. Not hyperbolic. If you know what I'm talking about, leave us a comment. This is a really, really cool thing that we've been able to build and create thanks to you. Thanks to you showing up and saying, hey, you know what? My business needs this. Is there a way that we can make it do that? And that's why we have this stuff here today. This was built by and for Young Living brand partners. And it's not just that we give you the tools, right? We're not just software. We train and support and show you how to put these things to use in your business. All right. And our plans start as low as $7 a month if you're just dipping your toes in the water with Young Living. And our most popular plans that have from a taste of everything that you need to a fully powered steam engine business center, they all start at $1 for your first month with a with a 30-day money back guarantee. Always a money back guarantee there. Now, we're going to get into why now is the time to get started with us after we go through our training, but understand we got some reasons. You're going to learn more about them today. So what I want to invite you to do is to turn off your distractions, put your phone away, put it on silent, close your tabs, and let's get ready to take some notes. All right, pen and paper, notes app, whatever you prefer to use. We're going to be going over a lot of stuff today, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you to take what you learned today and begin your journey on learning something new and implementing something new in your business. So get ready, take notes. Let's dial in for this, you guys. Buckle up. All right, so what we're going to go over today is your business made simple with 4 ways that you can simplify your Young Living business. Now, if you're unfamiliar with any of the concepts that we're going to be sharing with you today, I want to encourage you to just don't worry, oil up, oil up if you're feeling like this might be overwhelming already, oil up and just write down the terms or the things that you're unfamiliar with, because I promise you, there is a 99+% chance that we already have an in-depth training that's available to you that you'll be able to watch after you see this one to bring yourself into a new level of understanding and implementation. All right. So write down what you don't understand because we have tools to help you learn. All right. What we're going to talk about today is an overview. So I do want to make sure that you check out our additional trainings for deep dives on the topics that are covered here. And we've got tons of them, you guys, hundreds and hundreds of hours of training that's available to you that shows you how to build Young Living in a smart and scalable way using our system. All right. So our goal is to grow, educate, retain, and duplicate. All right, we're going to focus on growth first. So let's talk about that. Our growth activities, and what we're about to go over here, these are things that should take up 70% or more of your working hours in your business. Who's heard of IPAs before? Not the beer. Show of hands. We know what IPA is, income producing activities, right? That's what these are. These growth focused activities are the things that should take up the vast majority of our time. Okay. So what does it mean to grow? Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. We want to grow our customers, the number of customers that we have, of course. We want to grow the order volume of our customers. We want to grow their engagement with product toward sharing, right? We want them immersed in product and culture so that they want to start sharing and it feels easy and simple and obvious to them. Then we also want to be growing always our audience of potential leads, of people who could become our customers. We want to grow our list of qualified leads, which are people who have specifically said, yes, I want to learn more. And then we want to grow our number of appointments to share Young Living, because sharing Young Living is not sending a link, right? We can agree on this. Maybe quick show of hands. Do you agree that sharing Young Living is not posting a link on Facebook or sending a link in the DMs, right? Sharing Young Living means sharing, right? When we share a piece of bread with someone, we don't throw it at them from across the room, right? We hand it to them. So this is a personal thing. So appointments are how we share and grow. So to grow our number of customers, we first need to grow our list of leads. Now, a lead is someone who has said yes to learning more from you. That's all a lead is. This is someone who maybe you knew before or you didn't, but right now there's someone who said, I want to know more about whatever it is that you know. Okay. So here are some ways that someone might become a lead. Now, what we're looking at over here on the far left, this is actually what it looks like to add a past action to your contact manager for a contact. So if we were chatting on Facebook Messenger and I had made a post about how my hair had grown, 2 inches in the past month and a half, and she's like, oh my God, I need to know about that. And we got in the DMs and she's like, please tell me, what is that? What is that? Then I say, hey, you know what? It's more visual. I'd love to show you. Can you talk on Tuesday at 2? And she's like, yes. All right. So I add that in there. So now she's a qualified lead. She is someone who said, oh, yes, you know something I want to know. Show me. Okay. So now she's in my contact manager and I've added a note here for her. Another way someone can become a lead in your business, they attend a live or in-person event, right? So you have a class, that's a lead. Someone who sits their butt in that chair, that's a lead, you guys, whether that's virtual or in person at the library or at home or wherever. If you are at a vendor event and they give you their information for more information, right? So they give you their contact info for more information, that's a lead. Finally, over here on the far right with this funny baby face, maybe they opted in on your website for information or to get a freebie, right? So if we're going to say, do you know what's in your kids' products? You might be surprised to get my training on how to know what's what and what to use. They put their name, email, and phone in there. Now they're a lead. All right. A lead is someone who says yes to something, right? To learning more from you. Now we turn those leads into customers, right? And we grow our customer volume and encourage sharing through conversations, one-on-ones, always, always, and forever. Okay. We turn leads into customers, we grow customer order volume, and we move towards sharing via conversations. There is not a robot way to do this. Okay. No, okay, sorry. No, there is, it's ineffective and not duplicable. And we want to be effective and duplicate, right? So we keep track of all of these conversations. That's with our leads, turning them to customers, our customers helping them to become more integrated with product, and of course, moving our customers toward duplicating and sharing. We manage all of this in our contact manager. And we use our contact manager to make sure all of our information for all of our people is in one place, right? We rate our contacts so that we're reminded of when to follow up. We organize and categorize our contacts with tags for easy searching. If I want to find the people who opted in to get my journal giveaway or people that I met at this vendor event, we've got tags for that, right? Then we keep notes because these are one-on-one conversations, right? We keep notes so that we're always on point when we follow up with people. The reason why we sometimes struggle with the idea or get exhausted with the idea of one-on-ones being how we grow the business is because we try to store all this information in our brain or in the DMs on social media, and it's just not organized or effective. But if we're organized, we can talk to 25 people a day and not be exhausted, right? Okay, well, unless like, again, if you're like super yellow or like really, really sensitive as a personality, that might not work for you, but you get where I'm going. We can do a lot more if we're organized. We can also see what our contacts are seeing on our site. So if they've opened an email, if they've clicked a link, if they've visited a page, we can see their level of activity. So you want to see how hot a lead is, see what they're doing on your website. You can also easily send email and text to set appointments and follow up and share something that you promised to share and so on. We also use our contact manager to know what to do, to know when to follow up with who. We use follow-up plans for this, or you can just manually add a to-do for yourself if you know that on a certain date, there's a thing you got to do. Right? We can also stay organized and keep a track of our interactions. Not only do we see our notes from all of the times that we've sat down and met with that person, we can also see when they've opened emails or if they've responded, if they've received something that you've sent them over in that tracking column, right? That's what that looks like. So if they've opened the email, you see that little open envelope. If there is a little button or this arrow going up, we know they've clicked a link. So if you sent them something to check out, you know that they've seen it. So you don't even have to wonder or worry. You know where they're at, right? We also use our contact manager to see what resources we've shared with them. So if you've sent an educational drip campaign, we know how long ago we began sending that, right? Or how far along in that process they are. We can also see if we've added them to vaults, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, whether or not they have viewed or opened or taken advantage of what we have shared with them for their educational purposes, right? So let's get back to our leads. If we want more leads, we need to grow an audience, okay? This is actually simpler than you think. This is where a lot of people go, oh, marketing, I don't like that, right? It's really actually more intuitive than you might think it is. Basically, all you have to do is offer something of interest to your audience for free. And listen, your audience is everyone that you're already connected to. So there's a certain type of person that you know is going to benefit. And yes, I know Young Living has something that could help everyone and anyone, but we're going to focus on a particular kind of person. And we're going to provide something of interest to them. Maybe you're a homeschool mom, right? Maybe you have a personal experience of overcoming a particularly difficult wellness obstacle, right? And you want to help other people who have been through similar things. Offer something that helps that person for free, right? So things that they know can help them. We want to offer something of interest to them. So what that might look like is you blog about your passions and you share them on social. You give people things that they could do something with in their lives to help them out. You maybe offer a freebie like this one that I shared before. You could offer this to your audience, or maybe you know a chiropractor or an acupuncturist or someone in your local community who maybe you work with in some way, or you are aligned with otherwise. And you say, hey, you know what? I've created this free thing, this class, and I'd like to be able to offer this to your audience. I think they might benefit from it. Right? So you could offer that. Those people can become your leads, right? Your chiropractor's patients could become your leads. And then of course you can host in-person and virtual events, right? These are the kinds of things that you can do. How many of you have done anything like this before? Most of us have had classes, right? Most of us have had classes. We don't have to have, a funnel like the one we're showing in the middle here. And you don't even necessarily have to blog, but offering an opportunity for people to take advantage of information that might benefit them is an example of this. All right. So the people who take action on what you're offering, those are the people that become your leads, right? They're butts in chairs. They are registrants for an online class. They are they're people who show up and say, hey, tell me more, right? People who take action on what it is that you want to share are your leads. You connect with those leads, you have conversations, and you keep track of those conversations and how you follow up with them in your contact manager, right? Now, once they're a customer and this is really important, we got to keep following up. Once they're a customer, we got to keep following up. Now, this is, I'm going to see how many of you really show up for these trainings. Can we lower the hands real quick, you guys? I'd be really curious to know who here knows BAMFAM. Do you know what this means? This acronym? Okay, we got a few. It's all right. So I was curious if this was something that was shared beyond the teams that I used to build in this industry. What BAMFAM is book a meeting from a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. Yes, Platinum Systems calls, Allison. That's right. So that's where I first shared this with our community. So book a meeting from a meeting means you never ever leave a meeting, a one-on-one, a class, or whatever, without an appointment for the next time you're getting together. This is true for your customers. This is true for your brand partners. This is true for your leads. Book a meeting from a meeting. Do you ever feel like you have to chase people down, or you drop the ball, or, you feel awkward about like when you follow up with somebody? You'll never feel awkward again about following up if you're booking a meeting from a meeting. If the expectation always is we're getting back together and it's on the calendar, this is obvious and easy and intuitive and flows always. Okay. So what we do is we book a meeting from a meeting, and then we add that meeting information and whatever our notes are from the meeting we just had to our contact manager. Again, do this for everyone: leads, customers, and brand partners. And then reference those notes, send reminders, set reminders for yourself, and then come prepared with things to share. If on your care calls, just to give an example, right? Because we should always be following up with our customers, because our goal is to help them create a life-changing result that makes sharing obvious, right? So what we do is we find out what they're doing, what their goals are in our first call with them. We book a meeting from a meeting, and then we're referencing our notes from the last call when we're getting back with them on our next scheduled call. So now care calls aren't a transactional, hey, your order is about to process, let's make sure you're ordering enough, right? And it becomes a, hey, I'm in tune with your goals and I want to help you reach them, right? I want to help you reach them. And here's all this information that I'm going to just be voicing and sharing out to you because I have notes, because I'm organized, because I'm using the contact manager, right? All right. So let's move over to our next core area of focus, which is education. All right. And Allison, that was a great question. Please put that in the Q&A. I'd love to address that. So let's talk about educating, and then we'll move on to retaining and duplicating. So I got a question for you guys. Put this in the chat for me. How are you educating your customers currently? Everyone here is educating customers, right? Right? Everyone, we are educating our customers, because I mean, let's face it, the majority of folks who get started with us, they aren't aromatherapists, right? They maybe don't know much about essential oils at all yet, right? Or maybe they heard a little bit. So what does it look like for you when you are educating your people? So I'm seeing Facebook one-on-one or posts, sharing in my Facebook group, but I don't know if my members are seeing it. Facebook Marketing Sense, one-on-ones, Facebook classes, texting, Zoom classes, research on oils through social, lots and lots of ways to educate, right? So let me ask you this. How much of your time, if you could say this is a percentage of time, or how many hours a week or a month, how much of your time is currently dedicated to doing these things we're talking about right now in the chat? How much of your time is currently dedicated toward educating your members, your customers? I see too much already. What does that look like? 0%, too much. Too much, 5 hours a week. Well, it's not a lot. It depends on how much hours you have to put into your business, right, Michelle? 2 hours a day, daily posts. All right. So let me ask you this. I see a 40%, 2 to 3 hours a week, less now that I combined GetOiling and Grow Workspace. Smart move. All right. So growing and sustaining your business, is this something that it is working for currently? You're putting, the 5 hours a week, 2 hours a day, posts in Facebook, maybe texts, whatever. Of these things, do you feel that any of these are growing your business or sustaining your volume on a monthly basis? Classes seem to work. Yeah. the reason classes work. I want to get into that here in just a second. Looks like a lot. No one responds. I'm seeing some no's. All right. So some of us have been convinced that what education is texting or emailing everyone, every new thing that comes along, or posting on Facebook, same thing, regardless of that person's expressed interest. We're lumping everyone into a pot and we're just going to sprinkle everything on top of them, right? Just throw it all on them. I got something new. Here it is. Everybody take it in. Look, Young Living is an entire world of products, right? And if we were to think about the world as like continents and countries and languages and stuff, some of us, if you ever learned a language, some of us would love to learn a new language by just moving to a new country, knowing nothing, just moving there, throw me in the deep end, right? Some of us are like that, right? Some of us are a little crazy like that. I am one of them. I'm also a very red personality. This is a very red personality thing to do. Red and blue, you know, the colors. So, but most people don't want to be thrown into the deep end, especially with everyday activities like purchasing and using products, right? Most people want a more safe, secure, and gradual experience, right? And that safe, secure, gradual experience is also going to foster habit building, which is really what we want people to do with Young Living, right? We want people with product habits. That's what supports your business long-term and gives them the results they want. So what we do is we want to honor what other people need, because that's what ultimately serves our growth, right? So it's not just, you know, oh, hey, I just got a thing on CBD. I'm going to send CBD information to everybody, even though we don't know that everybody wants to know about CBD. If we can take a moment and observe what others need, that's going to serve our growth best and our time spent, right? So educating and engaging means actually meeting people where they are and giving them what they need. So let me ask you guys a question. I know we got a lot of parents here. Have you ever tried to teach a kid something that they weren't interested in at all? You guys ever tried that? I tried homeschooling once. I say once, we don't do it anymore. You ever tried to teach a kid something that they weren't interested in? How did that work? So yeah, oh Lord, yes. How did that work out? Oh Lord, ain't happening. Right. So do you really, guys, it's like bathing a cat. Yes. Do you really think that adults are that different from kids? Like we're putting all of this effort into sending out, maybe you're even creating content, you know, on Canva or whatever, right? Like you're pouring yourself into these efforts to try to herd or bathe, or worse, cats. Adults really aren't that different from kids. And while, you know, the adults aren't going to necessarily throw a tantrum, they may unsubscribe from you and stop opening your emails, right? And when they do that, they may forget, you know, that they need to engage with these amazing products that you've introduced them to, right? Does that make sense? Adults really aren't that different from kids, especially when we break us down to our behavior on the internet. All right, so let's talk education, you guys. Education activities in your business should be as leveraged and automated as possible and should take up no more than 20% of your working hours. No more than 20%. Okay. Now, remember, we just talked about growth activities, right? Education, where it pertains to you sharing information on a care call, that's in the previous category. Okay. That is something that works. And that's not you teaching, that's you showing. I'll get into that in a second. Education is something that should not take up more than 20% of your time, and it needs to be leveraged. So our goals with engagement and education are to connect our customers with the basics of Young Living, how to use the website, how to place an order, how to reach out to customer support, you know, when PV promos drop, all that kind of stuff, right? Then connect them with basic essential oil resources, right? So safety, application, that kind of thing. Then have them share and take action on monthly promos. Right? We want that. Of course, we want them to get their gifts with purchase. That is the incentive to increase our monthly orders, right? So then we want to share opportunities for them to immerse and connect with community. This is where we connect to culture, to social proof, to uplines, to greater things that are happening in the company, things in your local area, you know, the big events, national, international, local events for Young Living. And then we support helping product use becoming a lifestyle in our people. And finally, That engagement continues towards sharing being an obvious next step for everyone, right? So here's what's actually needed from you on a one-on-one basis, right? What we want to do is to help with placing the first 1 to 6 orders. And sometimes more, sometimes people need a little bit more from you. And if it means that we are developing a lifelong product user that loves to share, it's worth every moment, right? Help with placing the first few orders, give them enough, not all the information, enough information to start using a product to reach their goal. You have commitment to meet again, right? You keep commitments to meet again. That's BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting. You help them know where to go to deepen their knowledge. You help to connect them with community for social proof and support. Guys, really important. I don't want to get too far into deep dives here today, but where we're talking about what's needed, a lot of this is still based on those care calls and that one-on-one interaction. Right? What's actually needed from you is this. And if you are in a place where you're looking, maybe you are gold, platinum, above, you've got a big team and you want to streamline, we did a training called Custom Forms for Young Living Websites that's on our YouTube channel. And this is a great way for you to create automated care call, intake, and scheduling systems. If you're not there, don't worry. It's there for you when you're ready. All right. So remember our primary goal. Our primary goal in all of this is to help our people experience their own product story, because product stories make sharing easy and obvious, right? Does that make sense? Our number one goal is to help someone experience a transformation on these products so that sharing is obvious. That's our goal with everybody, right? So one thing that we really need to be reminded of, really need to be reminded of this. Put some release on and let's let go. We cannot be the oily professor and expect to duplicate our business, right? We cannot be the source material. We must point to the source material. All right. So let's redefine what education and engagement actually means so that we can streamline our business. First, this is one-on-one engagement toward the achievement of your customer's goal. Then we're pointing to information sources that they can use to help themselves moving forward. Then we're offering opportunities for them to choose to engage in activities where they can connect with community, right? So what you want to do is have a place to point them. Now, what I'm showing you right now is a snapshot of what a private member area could look like for you on your GetOiling site. Right? This is a place for you to put all the information, have all the updates so that when you are on a care call or you're communicating with a customer or a brand partner or whomever, you say, you know what? I've actually got something that shows that it's in our member area. Go check it out. Head over there, head over there. And yes, if you are someone who is into researching and publishing educational information, that really does need to be something that lives separately from how you grow your Young Living business. Being the expert, and I know this because I'm a trainer and a coach and an expert in sales and closing and prospecting, and I actually love that kind of thing. That made duplication very challenging for me at the beginning when I was growing my businesses in this industry, right? If you're the know-it-all, everybody thinks they need to be the know-it-all too. And that's not how this business works, right? So we got to have a place to point our people for the bulk of information so that they, number one, can see that they can do it too. They can point because pointing is easy. And then number two, they know that they don't have to know everything to get results, right? So we have an entire course that actually teaches you how to set up a member area like that for yourself and your team. Stay tuned in this training right here today for details on how you can get access to that course for free. All right, so let's talk about how we can simplify our education and engagement. First, use your contact manager and maintain a series of goal-oriented care calls until your customer has a product story. Use your GetOiling member area to collect, organize, and share your educational resources so it's organized and in one place, and you can point to it. Then send out a newsletter letting them know about updates you've made to it once a month. Share that monthly gift with purchase. Ideally, you have that monthly gift with purchase information in the vault, right? Or you just say, hey, go over here. It's all there. Go check it out, right? And then send a broadcast weekly. This is optional to share any engagement opportunities. This would be like live calls, Team YL calls. I know there's a Monday Night Live that's happening right now, sharing stuff like that, letting people know that there's opportunities for them to engage this week and here's what they are. right? This is really what education and engagement should look like for you. You're one-on-one with your people, helping them get their product story. You're pointing to a single place where all of the relevant information that they need to know to have success with their products and to go deeper in their journey. That's all in one place. You send out a monthly update. You send out a broadcast if you want to share additional things to get them engaged, plug them into the bigger Team YL community. All right. GetOiling also, just as an aside here for you guys, GetOiling also connects seamlessly with your favorite content providers, right? So I'm thinking Modern Companion, Grow Workspace, YL Customer Delight, right? Folks who create content for you, right? You can use GetOiling without anything but GetOiling and you're perfectly fine, but you're going to get to a point where you want to share expert content, right? We connect with content partners where you can plug these things in as well. Or you could create it and you guys can create your own, get together as a team and make your own. That's definitely something that works too. But if you're the type of person that wants to have somebody do it for you, this is an option. All right. So our third out of four, guys, it actually speeds up here. We want to get into retention and then duplication. So let's talk about how we can retain our people. We're going to retain our people. And it's really simple. If we want to retain our people, we need to know that retention is simply a result of doing these first two categories we talked about appropriately, right? If we focused on the right growth activity, education, and engagement strategies, retention happens, right? We want retention to engage new customers to the point of a product story. We then want to create opportunities to participate in product-focused activities. This is a great way for you to connect with people. If you do maybe once a quarter, you do a challenge that maybe incorporates the use of a product that allows people to engage. They stick around, they have fun, they connect with other people. Those are good things to offer. I wouldn't do it every month, but I would definitely do this maybe quarterly. Empower your customers and your brand partners to take the lead in their own journey with your support and resources. How many of you here today, maybe just a quick show of hands for some perspective here. How many of you here today can say that you are dependent on your upline? Are you dependent on your sponsor, your enroller? Personally dependent on them to make your next purchase choice. You don't know what you're going to get yet. You don't know, you don't know where to go, what to do. No, right? Oh, I see a lot of no's. We don't want to create that in our customers, right? And we don't want our customers to become brand partners who are dependent on us either, right? So if we want to retain people, we want to set the motion in place at the outset that we are empowering people to make their own moves, that we're here to support them, keep them accountable, but here's where you go and here you can help yourself. The food is here, here's your plate, right? So we want to empower people. And then finally, we want to create a sticky culture and community. And basically what that means is that everybody's doing the same thing and we're all here for each other and we grow together, right? Hopefully you've got access to this via a larger community, maybe on Facebook, Team YL type groups. There's some amazing groups. By the way, if you have a favorite Team YL, meaning everyone in Young Living is welcome group, let us know in the chat. Let folks know in the chat here, because if they don't have access to it, they may benefit from that. So having the ability to connect our people to something where they can make friends with people who aren't just you, right? They can see other people that they can relate to. It's going to be an important piece of your retention strategy. So here's how we create it. First, we engage one-on-one toward the achievement of your customers' goals, right? Just like we did before. We point to information sources that they can use to help themselves. And then we continue to offer opportunities for them to choose to engage in activities that they can connect with community and dig deeper. Look, we have to understand that the way that we keep our people is keeping our relationships, right? If we don't reach out to someone for years, do we still have a relationship with them? Maybe. It might take some time to rebuild it, but a relationship requires one-on-one connection, right? So if you are committed to helping people get what they want, they will stick around, right? And there's no magical technical formula that replaces relationships and the investment that you have to make in them, right? It's also really important that we're detached from the outcome. Some will, some won't. So what? It's all good, right? Because you can't want change for people more than they want it for themselves, right? We can't get so emotionally invested and caught up in whether or not we can keep someone around if they're not willing to do the work for themselves. So what do we do, right? Going back here, We give them all the opportunities to work with you and help themselves. And you know what? Sometimes they don't. And that's okay, right? You're there for them when they're ready. You've laid out the path, they can take it or they won't, right? All right, now our final piece here in our 4 core areas of focus is duplication. And I think it may be obvious here, but this is also a result of the things that we've already talked about. Duplication is a result of performing the right growth, education, and engagement strategies. So our duplication goals are to establish a culture and a habit of pointing to information. Pointing, meaning they ask you a question, you don't go do the research and deliver the research to them. You show them where they can go to empower themselves with answers. Does that make sense? This is how we break the cycle. This is how we create independent thinkers. If we're talking about our children, right? If we're talking about adults, to bring it back to the bathing cats analogy we're talking about earlier today, we want to create an environment where people feel that they have the choice and can go and engage and do things and explore things and empower themselves, right? We want to empower people, and we do that by pointing. Your customers will see that sharing is actually easy because you did it simply. If you are approaching this simply, it's easy for them to see that they can do it too. Your customers want to share because it feels natural, because everything that you did felt really simple and natural and easy and doable, right? So when growth, education, engagement, and retention are aligned, duplication actually happens really easily. So when you're promoting or prospecting, sharing, following up, working one-on-one with your leads and customers, you're showing them whether this is easy or difficult. You are literally showing them in all of the moves that you make in front of the people that you currently serve or will serve in the future. You're showing them if this is hard or if this is easy, right? This is an if I did it, you can too business. And if you're showing them that you had to jump through 17 billion hoops and had to become an expert in aromatherapy to share Young Living, they're going to think they have to too. And they're going to be like, yeah, good for you. I'll just keep buying maybe, right? So keep what you do simple so that your people can see themselves doing what you're doing too. So let's talk about how to simplify for duplication. We're going to share opportunities for people to work with you on their goals. This is what you do on your social. This is what you do in your community. This is how you get your leads. Share opportunities for people to work with you on their goals. Then engagement with people is always going to be in context of their goal. Help them get what they want. If they're your customer, you're going to be helping them get what they want in the way of product. If they're not your customer yet, you're going to help them create a plan and introduce them to a product that can help them get there, right? Then you're going to work with them through the achievement of that goal and the creation of their story, right? We are locking arms with our people. Then we're pointing them to resources. We are not the resource. We point them to resources that support their journey. Then we connect them with those opportunities to dig deeper, explore further, use your member area, connect them to larger groups, connect them to what you use. Whatever that is, don't be the source of information. Be the finger pointing to it. And support, and I think this is so important to remember, you guys, support is not the same as service. We want to empower people and support them toward being independent and empowered to make their own choices in what they use, right? To exercise their own freedom over how they take care of themselves and their family. You are simply a guide showing them how to open a door. They got to walk through it, right? There's a difference. We are not here to wait hand and foot. We are here to help empower people to make better choices for themselves for the long run, because isn't that what we're here to do? Isn't that why you care about what you do? You're able to make empowered choices for yourself. We want to help other people do that too. All right, so the process can be simple when you've got systems to support you. And that is where GetOiling comes in. And you can get started with us today, if you haven't already, for $1 for your first month and have everything that you need to keep it simple. Now, this is the last bit of announcements that I want to share with you guys. We're going to get into Q&A. We're going to get into website reviews, answering all these questions that we've got here. But first, you guys, Black Friday is early. We're really excited about this. So we're giving some things away in our Black Friday promo that we want to share with you. You're going to find all of these details on getoiling.com, but let's go over these real quick. You're going to first, you're going to be able to enter to win one-on-one coaching with me. You'll actually be able to get access to a full course that teaches you exactly how to set up, create, and run that private member area that streamlines your education. You'll get access to the Pipeline Igniter course that I created to help you get more leads for your business. You'll be able to get access to my live coaching program, the Personal Branding Intensive. We're giving away and offering discounts on creating your own custom website with us. You get free two-way texting, free and discounted virtual assistant services, custom domain, month of GetOiling, marketing credits for the life of your account, extra half month off, and more. So let's break these down. So first, you can enter to win with me, one-on-one coaching. This is going through the Become an Icon Personal Branding Intensive. We would be meeting on a regular basis going through this. So you'd be working with me through that intensive. It's usually a group thing where we show up in group on calls. You'd be on one-on-one calls with me to work on what you're doing together. If you are a new member, you are at the monthly. You get one entry to win. If you are new at basic and above at annual, you get 3 entries. If you refer a new GetOiling member using your referral link, you can get 3 entries to win. And of course, when you refer someone to GetOiling, you both share a half month of GetOiling. You both share, or you both share a month. You both get a half month off. All right. So the Personal Branding Intensive, this is something that we offer as a small group coaching that we do twice a year, where we work on your personal brand messaging, content, and business strategy. This is included with new or renewed annual GetOiling memberships at basic and above. The Move Your Groups Masterclass will teach you how to get those groups off of Facebook and help you design a group that will work for your Young Living business to streamline like we've talked about today. You get the complete course, the templates, the planner to streamline your education with a GetOiling member area. This is free for all new members and folks who upgrade or renew. The Pipeline Igniter is a simple approach to get great leads for your business, where you can get clear on who you help, how you help them, and how to share what you do and what makes what you do different so that people want to take action when you want to find more people to share Young Living with. This is free for all new members, upgrades, and renewals. We also have a brand new offering, you guys. It's really exciting. We're calling this the $100 website. You can get a custom designed one-page website for your business, including a website template and an hour of VA services for only $125. This is available to all new monthly customers at basic and above. This also, if you are an annual new member or a renewal, you can get a custom designed one-page website for your business, including a website template and an hour of VA services to help you customize it, plus $100 discount on a full website build. So you're actually getting this hour of VA services to set up this one-page website for free. But if you want to have a full build, you're actually getting a $100 discount on the price of that build. Pretty cool. You can save on VA services with us as well. If you're transferring your website or business from another platform, or you need one-on-one help, then we're able to do the work for you at 10% off if you're getting started with us at if you're new at monthly or annually. There was a question here. The full build is something that we would be quoting you on. That's going to be something we would be working with you on. That basically is not a set price. All right. So the VA services, if you're transferring from another platform, or you just need some hands-on help in your business, you get a free hour of VA services if you're a new annual customer. We also are offering a one-on-one tech strategy consult, $500 value. This is where you sit down with us to create a digital strategy for your brand and business, leveraging your GetOiling system on a dedicated one-on-one call. And this is available to Pro and Diamond annual customers if you're new. All right. And that's not all, you guys. There's free two-way texting. There's custom domains, marketing credits, additional plan savings, and our 30-day money-back guarantee. And you can see all of this spelled out fully on GetOiling.com for as long as this is live. So if you've got questions about this, I encourage you go ahead and check out GetOiling.com first. And if you have more questions beyond that, certainly reach out to our support at GetOiling.com. All right. We hope that you take advantage of this. We're really excited to share it with you. Let's move over into our website reviews and Q&A and come back to the party, everybody. I know this is an extra long presentation today. I know we went over a lot. Yeah, let's get right into it. All right. Let me see. I see how I can do this in one-on-one, not at the end of a class. So Allison, you were talking about, this is in the context of BAM-FAM from a meeting. So meeting with an individual person from a group meeting. So if you are hosting a class or you are bringing someone to a class someone else is hosting, then you set up a meeting with the person that you've invited, right? You walk up to them and you ask them if they have any questions, and you say, I'd like to set up a time with you to sit down and let's go over your goals together. When's a good time? Always assume the close. And in this case, the close is putting them on your calendar. So say, when can you sit down? So that's how you do that. Okay, any chance a questionnaire or survey feature can be integrated into GetOiling? Actually, Angela, that custom forms training that I referenced that is on Create Custom Forms for Your Website on our YouTube channel, that works to a degree for surveys. It definitely works for questionnaires. So definitely check out that training to get some clarity on that and see what you can do. Questionnaires to clarify needs and interests, especially if this is leading toward a one-on-one in the context of how we work, this will work perfectly for that. Especially if we're talking about care calls or wellness consults before someone becomes a customer, that kind of thing. Can an active subscriber who hasn't used many of the GetOiling features be given access to the training offers now that I'm planning to move my contact data from Marketing Sense? Reach out to us. Support@GetOiling.com so that we can kind of see where things are at specifically. If you've got questions about, if you're already a member and you're trying to figure out what you can get access to, just shoot us an email and we can get that figured out. Support@GetOiling.com. The group's masterclass is, we're really proud of that. There's a lot of folks, actually, if you've gone through that course, you guys, and you've created a private member area, let folks know in the comments how that's like, how you like it and how much it's giving you breathing room, getting all of this information off of Facebook. Lorianne, it's not just for new customers. There's definitely opportunity here if you're upgrading from monthly to annual or moving up to basic from Cedar Starter and things like that. So just if you're an existing customer, please just shoot us a message, support@getoiling.com, and we can help you work that out. Because any kind of upgrades that you want to do to take advantage, you'd be doing through communicating with us directly anyway. So yep, support@getoiling.com. And then referring. So when you see view my site, there's actually a little button that says share my site next to it. When you're in your dashboard, you click that, and then there's my referral link. If you share that referral link with your team, with your friends, those will be able to know that they came from you. That's going to get you entered into that giveaway. Let's see, I've never used Rate Contact, Sheila says. How does that work for follow-up? Currently, I create a monthly to-do task for each client. If you're already creating to-dos, then you don't need to use the contact rating. The contact rating is really just a quick and easy way for you to get a reminder from your GetOiling system to reach out to someone every 3 days, once a week, monthly, quarterly, annually, that kind of thing. And if you hover over, it'll tell you what this what the sort of delay of days will be when it tells you, when it reminds you. Okay, Angela says, I've been on Marketing Sense since 2011 and GetOiling since 2018, targeted at different audiences. Now it's time for me to integrate the CRM and landing pages from Marketing Sense into GetOiling. Yeah, we have a lot of training on that. If you ever have any questions or you want to work together on a live call like this, definitely reach out or sign up at getoiling.com/website review. It's not just for reviewing your websites. We can actually work with you one-on-one there as well. Okay, Elizabeth, how does imported contacts work regarding the order? I imported some contacts and they ended up in a different order than how they were imported. If new leads are imported, how do they go to the page 1 of CRM or to the last page? Okay, so where people show up in order in your CRM after you import them, it begins with, it's alphanumeric in terms of how they're sorted when you're just looking at them. But then if you want to see leads, then what you're going to want to do is make sure that when you're importing into your system, that you're adding a tag to those contacts so that you know that they're leads. Then you'll be able to search for leads and see that whole list, or email that whole list, text that whole list, add a follow-up plan or whatever to that list. So the order as it shows up in your system may look different. If, say, you're coming over from Marketing Sense, maybe how they showed things was a little different. When you tag, you can tag when you upload someone. Actually, if you're logged into your system and you click the little question mark down at the bottom right of your page and you type in the word tag, there's a ton of information and walkthroughs on exactly how to do this. There's 3 or 4 different ways to add tags to people, and you'll be able to find the one that works best for your use case when you search for tag there on the little question mark. Thank you for these good questions. Okay, so, and thank you so much for your patience. I would like to bring out, let me see, Greet, are you here? Very excited to have you here and go over your website together. I'm gonna bring you out to chat with us.
Can I quickly pop in here? So I put this in the chat, but I also want to mention this. If you're looking for kind of a detailed comparison of GetOiling and Marketing Sense, if you go to getoiling.com/marketing sense, we put together a page that is, to the best of my knowledge, accurate about their features and compares it to GetOiling. So you can share that page with anyone you want to. Hopefully it'll be a good resource. And if you have any questions, certainly contact support.
Absolutely. Hi, Greet, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. All right. So what would you like to chat about today? I'm working on opening up your site right now. This looks really good.
Thank
wow.
you. Yeah, I was wondering on how the website can be found a bit better, like the SEO stuff thing.
Yeah. So, oh, do you know Katinka? Are you friends with Katinka?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, I can. And that's amazing. Oh my goodness. So, all right. So we actually did last week, we did a pretty broad overview of using your site for search engine purposes. So I would definitely recommend that you watch last week's training for SEO specifically. Tell me about your ideal client and where you're trying to find them. And then I can maybe point you toward the main direction you might want to go.
Okay, so my ideal client is, these are women between 35 and 45. There are looking for some rest and some me time and having their stress levels down, and like my main focus is shiatsu, it's acupressure and massage. Yeah, so that's my main thing. You also see that on the homepage. It's not about oils, because these come when they get over here.
That's right. That's right. So they start working with you. What is the main thing that you are offering those women?
It's massage and yoga.
Actually. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be on a more local basis to where you are.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that you're going to want to make sure you do, Greg, I might need your help with this. So if we wanted to, like the site description, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong here, where we would want to say, massage therapist in town, right? So if we're talking about like having that kind of meta description for a whole site, what would that look like? Would that be on the homepage, Greg, or would we put that somewhere else?
Yeah, you probably want that on the homepage. That would be inside the page editor, because that was a custom page. Because this, the Customize My Site mostly changes the built-in themes.
Okay, so I don't think this is it, because it doesn't say it's your website, but I'll just show you. If we go to settings, this is where it's going to be important. So this is where you're going to want to include location specific words, massage therapy in your local town. So the name of your town, or keywords. And I would use some keyword searches in your language, where you can say, because so in English in the US, it would be what are the search terms somebody's looking for if they're in Chicago and they're looking for a massage, or they're in Chicago and they're looking for shiatsu or acupressure or whatever. So those keywords might be Chicago acupressure. It could be, just there's sort of context in terms of how you phrase it that you're going to want to do some keyword research on. And then make sure that you've got that shared here in your description. And then also make sure that on this homepage, that somewhere in header font, which is going to look like this when we go to more paragraph, and then we click this paragraph format here in this heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. This is important. So you want to have your keywords in a heading format somewhere in several places on this page as well. But we do go over that in more detail in last week's training.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then the other thing would be, of course, to be creating content, which you're doing. And it looks like you're following your training beautifully. And this looks really good. So I would also make sure that in the footer of your blog and in your blog post that you're also including those keywords specific for local. So one of the things I would look at as well, we didn't go into a great deal of detail with this on last week's call, is look up local SEO. And all of the very sort of, you can find it on Google and YouTube basic trainings are going to be valid. You're going to see how they translate to where you put them on your GetOiling site in the training that we did last week.
Okay, thanks.
You're really doing beautiful work here.
Thank you. So I was wondering because just lately somebody went over my website and she said that the language of my website is in English USA, and she said you better switch it to Netherlands, to Dutch, or to Flemish. Is it something I can do for myself, or is it a standard because it's a GetOiling website?
I'd be curious does she have more information about that? That could be something if you contact us at support, and maybe if she had a screenshot or a tool that she was using or something, we could look into that just to see what specifically that is. I'm not quite sure what she's referring to.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Anything else?
Yes, I actually have another question, and it's about the add-ons. If you go to Mijn Favorieten, it's that one. So there are some Young Living products on there, like the Premium Starter Kit. So if you press the button, then it says, you see, the dewdrop set, stuff like that. So I was wondering if I really get this right with the add-ons, is that you put one product and then you put another product with another price underneath, and then the people can just choose which they want, or how do you do? My thing is, I have let's say this online massage course, and if people want to buy it, I would like them to offer the chance of buying an additional product to it that they can get for a little cheaper than if they would buy it separate.
Got you.
Understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
How do I do this?
Yeah, so it depends on the strategy. So let's just pretend like this is a page where you're offering something. Maybe it's a course, maybe it's a bundle of products, whatever that might be. And so the main thing is you want to get them to buy this thing first, right? So there's a couple of options. The first one is they buy it on this page and they have a couple of options to purchase. So in your page settings, under payments, if we require payment, then we will have whatever those different bundle options are. They click one, they select it, they purchase that. It's got its tags and everything, its price, its campaign, all of that information is tied to it. So their experience after purchasing one option is going to be a little different if they purchase the second option, and so on, right? So that's one option. But depending on what it is that you're offering, so let's just say, for instance, you've got a sales page for a course. And the course is maybe you've got webinars going into it, like what Katinka does, right? You've got something there, and it's maybe a couple $100, something like that, a couple €100. You want them to focus on making that purchase first, right? In some cases, again, it depends on the product, so it's kind of hard to say. But what's often really effective is what we like to call a one-time offer, right? So this is to give them after they've made a purchase. We say, hey, here's an opportunity for you to get this thing cheaper than you would have gotten it otherwise. Do you want it? Right? And so a couple of ways that you can do that, or actually really the main way, if you're not using a vault and you're using a page, is under your page settings. If you're going to offer it to anyone regardless, then you would have, then you would redirect to, under leads, you would redirect after they've, you're going to send them to that page where you're making the one-time offer, where they could purchase something else on that page. The other option would be to create an automation. So if you're going to be offering a different one-time offer, depending on what they purchased on that page, then you would have an automation that sends them. Have you used automations yet?
No, I've looked into it, but that was my next question. I'm not really sure on how to work with automations.
Sure. So, so automations can really do anything. So let's just say, for instance, maybe you do want to offer 2 different product purchase options on a page, and you want to send them to a specific kind of confirmation page after, right? So maybe they purchased option A, they are not going to need to get the same offer as if someone purchased option B. In that instance, you would set up an automation. And in the automation, which you can attach right down here, any automation that you want to, right? In the automation, you have the ability, let me just type in automation, there we go. You have the ability to, under advanced options, send them somewhere after they've done whatever the automation is. So if they click a link, then it might take them to another page. And that's what you would do here. Or in the case of this, if you have an automation attached to the purchase, then they would go to whatever this page is. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great questions and great
really
work.
Helpful.
Yeah, really, really beautiful work. And yeah, we're excited to have you on. Feel free, come back anytime if you have more questions.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I have one more question.
Sure, go ahead.
So if I will transport my my members from my virtual office to the contact area, I know how to do it, but you know, if one of my leaders rather does not have me follow up her downline, so how can I exclude those members from that leader, that specific leader?
Yes. So what you'll do is you can actually start this from your VO, where you actually isolate that leader and their downline and upload them to your system with a tag. And so make sure that's a unique tag of some kind. So it could be that leader's name or whatever that might be, right? And then what you're going to do is when you are sending something to everyone, you're going to filter and you're going to filter to exclude. So you would add that leader's name, for instance. And so everyone who, if you're uploading regularly, that's just going to be part of your uploading process, is, you know, upload from your VO, isolate this leader, add her people to the system first with this tag, and then just make sure that you exclude that tag when you're sending out information.
Okay, thank you. That was it, actually.
Okay, perfect. Glad we could help. Thank you again. All right, do we have any more questions? It looks like those are cleared out. Okay, this is a big old day, you guys. Remember, if you have any questions about our Black Friday specials, They will be running here because this is early. I'll be running them a little bit longer than usual this year. So feel free to reach out to us, support@getoiling.com. If you are an existing member, we want to help you take advantage of what's available to you here. So reach out and we can help you. Of course, if you have questions, we're here to help you as well. Don't forget, we're on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook group that is GetOiling, facebook.com/GetOiling online or groups. Anyway, you'll find us. We're GetOiling online on Facebook. And be on the lookout for a replay of this. There you go. Greg put it in the chat. I have my words today. I use them all. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. And we certainly look forward to having you back here with us again. Oh, there's a question. Is there a limit for a one-time import of contacts? There is not, no. Actually, quick note, a lot of systems like ours are limited or priced based on your contact volume. We are not, because we understand how your business works, right? You could have 12,000 people in your downline because you've got one like elephant leg in your business, but you really only need to be reaching out regularly to 200 of them. You upload your whole VO file, you only communicate with 200, you're getting charged like you're communicating with 200, you guys. So, all right, that's it. All right, we could talk about more of that another day and all kinds of things. Let us know what you're interested in learning more about. Shoot us an email, support@getoiling.com, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.